am a neuropsychologist, a PhD. But don't let that scare you. I don't bite. Well, maybe just a little nibbles around the ear, never hurt anybody. I work with children with attention deficit disorders. It is not a disorder that you can't work with. There's nothing wrong with these kids. I am Dr. David Stein, but my friends call me Bruce. I tried to swim in high school once. My coach yelled at me and said, Bruce, because he didn't know my name, that's where Bruce came from. You look like a majestic sea animal. And I started shaving all my hair. I am slippery when wet, ladies. I will do to you what you want those men with six packs to do to you, but I will try harder. The type of woman I'm looking for, passionate, tall, beautiful, dark eyes, owns the room when she walks in with her hips. Well, do I believe in God? I was raised Jewish. I would love to experience Christmas. It looks so much fun that I would love to jump in there and have a Christmas tree and get presents that one morning and have pancakes and bacon. What people get wrong about me when they meet me is they think I'm pompous or conceited, but there's nothing wrong with being confident. I'm not the kid in 8th grade anymore. I'm a man and I drive an Audi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the B Team, a Top 5 Tuesday edition of the B Team presented by Southwood Valley Animal Hospital. Go see them over there on Longmire Drive. They're doing some remodeling, but they should be back in their old dig soon. Customized vet care plans for you and your vet to be treated like family. Go see them, Southwood Valley Animal Hospital. You know, typically, the fans of this show will know that those VHS dates are reserved for Thursday, but this being Thanksgiving week, this is our only B Team show of the week, and we have a couple of surprises. Number one, we are going to go through an entire week's worth of shows, so we'll have a Top 5 Tuesday, a We Learn Wednesday, and the only thing we don't have is Thunderdome Thursday. I don't have a bit, but the other surprise, so our Thunderdome Thursday surprise would be the producer of the show today. If he'll flip the camera around, look who's back. Mr.
Back.
Nick Savage.
And I just got to say, those are tough watches, but that took a raunchy turn. I wasn't expecting
He's
that.
slippery when wet.
He's slippery when
It's
wet.
crazy.
And he'd like to be, he'd love to experience Christmas for the presents and the bacon.
The bacon. Stein. David Stein. That
Bruce.
is the most Jewish name I have ever heard, and I have heard a few of them.
His friends call him Bruce. Those are great. We are going to be doing those to open the show on every Thursday going forward, in case you've missed that new addition to the B Team. We've got a lot of stuff to get to today. Like I said, we're trying to fit in essentially 3 shows into one. So we're going to do our top 5 college football winners and losers. Our specialty top 5 is Thanksgiving foods today. Felt like it was an appropriate time to do that. I have got interesting Thanksgiving facts, as We Learned Wednesday.
You've got an interesting way of consuming Thanksgiving food. I want you to share that with people.
I plan on it.
Good.
And then we are going to pick games, so we'll go through the entire slate. I'll give you my upset alerts, which, by the way,
You're not
last
bad,
week,
man. You're not
my
bad.
upset alerts went 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. I should probably start a service. I don't do great with the games that we pick, but my upset alerts have been red hot of recent.
I think
Are you saying Matthew Dawson's going to have to start?
He's a clown.
Tailing you.
He's a fraud.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Matthew Dawson, he's picked Baylor every week.
You could make a lot of money by taking Brauny's upset alerts and then fading Matthew Dawson's outright picks, and you could make a lot of money doing
Or
that.
Olin's.
Or just
Fade
anybody on pick 6.
Not Jamie McCoy.
Jamie's doing pretty well.
You'd be making a lot of money if you
fade Caroline Fenton though.
Fade Caroline Fenton and fade OB. But
Sorry, I know that's one of Nick's favorites.
what?
Caroline Fenton, because she's one of his favorite guests.
She is. She rocks.
Yeah, she's awesome. She was in Dallas at SEC Media Days a couple years ago. She was helping Billy make fun of me.
She was helping Billy make fun of you?
Yeah, I was sitting in a press conference trying to transcribe whatever coach was on the stage, whatever they were saying, and the two of them were just doing their best to.
It's very sophomoric.
It goes with the territory.
Speaking of, last opening day, so last February, I was sitting in a suite. On opening day, I typically don't work. Like, I just go to the game. It's been one of my deals.
Must be nice.
It's been one of my deals for the last few years. It's the only game I don't work is opening day. And we were sitting in a suite near the radio booth, just to the first base side of the radio booth. And for you, I mean, everybody kind of knows I go back with Coach Elko from really the first day that he got here. And just because his sons played for our baseball academy, I got to know him through that. And I saw him that he was down in the third base box. I said, hey, I'm at the baseball game too. He's like, where you at? So he came and sat next to me for like 3 innings. So it was me, my wife to my right, then Coach Elko to her right. It was the same deal that Billy and Caroline did to you. For 3 innings, my wife and Coach Elko made fun of me. That's all they did. Like they said, everybody in the booth was getting a great kick out of it. Everybody in the suite's getting this big old belly laugh. And my wife is in on this whole thing. So they just keep messing with me for 3 innings. Then he got up and left. I was like, what a great interaction with the head football coach.
That's what I do love about the lovely Mrs. Brauninger, is that she is never afraid to have fun at your expense. And
she looks for every opportunity she can do it.
You with her.
All right, so Aggie basketball tonight starts in what, about 2.5 hours?
Yeah, 2.5 hours, 7 o'clock tip-off. It's on the SEC Network Plus for those of you not making your way to Reed Arena. Texas A&M taking on statistically the worst team in college basketball.
The Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils.
They apparently have a win. So I don't know how you can be the worst team in college basketball and have a win at this juncture.
Well, I'll be ready. I'm hoping that A&M plays well. It was fun to watch Ruben Dominguez shoot the way he did in their last outing.
It's fun to watch Luke watch Ruben Dominguez shoot the way he did.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some.
Yeah, how giddy was he? Was he like,
dude, was like, oh my God. like holding me back. I'm like, Luke, I didn't see it. I was typing.
Hyperbole Luke may be in full effect tonight against the Delta Devils. But speaking of basketball, I had Nick prep another clip that I caught on Twitter. Maybe some of you saw it as well because it kind of went viral. This is the announcers, the Creighton radio announcers for their game yesterday or the night before against Baylor. And I listened to this and I was like, you know, this is walking right up to the line, or excuse me, This is what Andrew Monaco does. He walks right up to this line but never crosses it with umpires in baseball.
And these guys
cross. So if Andrew Monaco, and I don't think he would because he's such a pro, but if Nick, you know this as good as anybody. If Andrew ever decides to cross over that threshold, it'll sound something like this.
Clock. Carr into the paint, missed the dunk, and a fucking foul. What are you talking about? That was 2 seconds after the play ended. Carr driving. He's outside the circle. He's outside the circle and he's set. He was outside the circle and he was set. Brett Smith blew it. He was outside the restricted area. He was straight up and down. He was set like the statue sitting out in front of New York, and they called that. That's an absolutely horse crap call. In a game that's been played out like this. Unbelievable bailout call by an incompetent referee.
Wow.
And I think Baylor misses the free throw in the very last couple of seconds of that clip. He says, "Ball don't lie."
That's amazing.
That was awesome.
Nick, I need your reaction to that as an aspiring play-by-play guy because I listened to a ton of greats in my day. I can't imagine any of them coming close to doing that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. And I would never, like you said, go cross that line. I feel like that is crossing the line,
for sure.
In my opinion, I would never go that crazy. But like you said, Monaco does it right. You can, if you read between the lines with what he says, sometimes you know exactly what he's trying to say when he's talking about officiating or umpiring or stuff like that. That's what you should do. That's what a good broadcaster does. I think is you have to sometimes read between the lines of what they're trying to say. You know?
Yes. At one point, it sounds like that guy's yelling at the referee. He was
I
set.
like to picture him up at the table
Yeah.
yelling to the court.
But I listen to more Monaco in baseball than any other sport. Obviously, I'm in the booth with him a lot. So I hear the pitch-to-pitch call. Whereas in football, I'm usually there. Basketball, I'm watching on TV. Football, I'll get the highlights that they post, and I'll listen to them. And they're great. But I don't get the play-to-play Andrew Monaco like I do in baseball, the pitch to pitch. So I'm going to ask you this, Nick, because you do hear him more than I do. Do umpires make him more upset than any other official? Because it seems to me that it's that way.
I would think so. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because just the lack of accountability, I guess, is kind of what.
Oh yes.
That bothers everybody, right? That's
and he's got a lot more time to talk about like the pitch or the call, but in baseball, basketball moves so fast.
I'll tell you one thing: Dave Elmendorf up in the football booth. He's a fun one to listen to when it comes to flags and no flags and penalties. That's a good one to listen to.
Well,
I've started
syncing
my road games to the TV with the home booth because I can't do I like ESPN broadcasters. Don't get me wrong; they're not bad, but I just would rather listen to them.
Hey, we got a GOAT calling the game on Friday. Sean McDonough.
Sean McDonough's fantastic across all sports too. I think he's fantastic at hockey. I know you guys don't watch a lot of that, but he's an iconic hockey voice to me.
Sean McDonough
has trouble with the snap.
Stop! Stop it! I can tell you, the ball is free. I can tell you exactly where I was when I found out Michigan lost that game. I was walking down Houston Street outside of Kyle Field after the Kyle Allen 3-pick-6 game.
Ugh,
and it was ugly, right? It was ugly in Kyle Field. And the only saving grace I had was I was scoreboard watching. The out-of-town scoreboard on the ribbon board at Kyle Field, and I saw that Michigan was up with 3 seconds left, and I walked out. It was awesome. And then I had a buddy text me, and it says, "You'll never believe how Michigan lost." They had no idea I was a Michigan fan. And all I'm thinking in my head is, there's no way. I saw there was 3 seconds left on the clock 10 minutes ago. There's no way. And, of course, now Sean McDonough, he has trouble with the snap, has haunted me for the better part of a decade.
The A&M fan base does not appreciate or have any sort of love, it seems like, for Greg McElroy. I think Greg McElroy's fine.
Calls a good game. But I also think that Texas A&M, the fan base at least, dislikes him because of
perceived Texas bias.
Perceived Texas bias, South Lake Carroll kid. But he went to Alabama and won national championships there. I don't think you're kidding yourself if Greg McElroy, at his age, whatever he is now, is still a Texas fan. He might have been when he was a kid, but he's not anymore. Not even close to it.
So Sean McDonough on the play-by-play. We were texting on Saturday night. We got to get Jason Benetti off of these late-night Fox games. He's so good.
Got to get Jason Benetti back in the fold with ESPN. He used to be a while back. He's actually called games at Bluebell Park before.
Has he really?
Yeah, I want to say it might have been that Davidson Super Regional. It was him and Ben McDonald. It might have been that, or he was just here for a weekend series.
Benetti's such a stud.
Yeah, but Benetti was earlier on in his career. He was with ESPN doing college baseball. Now he's with the Tigers. He's doing national games on Fox. He's fantastic.
I'm jealous because
he's an up and comer.
I remember seeing a video on Twitter of him going from Comerica Park or something to Ford Field, or maybe it was reverse order. They called a NFL game straight to a baseball game. That's so awesome.
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
He's good.
It's such a good, clean call of a game.
Does Fox have the best 1-2 guys in the country or in the entire industry right now? With Benetti being the 2 behind Joe.
Is he considered the 2, or is it
Joe Davis is one?
Joe Davis.
Oh yeah, Joe Davis won.
Joe Davis. Well, on
who's the
their
guy that
ESPN,
calls the game?
On their NFL stuff, it's Burkhart, but I think we all understand Burkhart's not the best play-by-play guy.
Yeah,
he's a good studio host.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Joe Davis, Benetti, yeah, solid.
You know who I actually kind of enjoy that a lot of people do not. It's not Gus Johnson, but it's Mark Jones. He hit him with a sauce.
Mark Jones is okay.
I think that's pretty funny. It's very unique game listening experience.
Is he the one that called the Arkansas game not too long ago?
He has called. He's always.
I think so, Nick.
He's known for going. He says these giant words.
Yeah. I like him too, Brauny. I agree with you.
We had
I do
Mark
not
and
like
Roddy
Gus
Jones in back-to-back weeks this year.
That's right. I think Arkansas won.
Arkansas, Mizzou.
He said they made him, or they popped up a graphic with the definition of one of the words that he used in the Arkansas game. That's what I remember. So he said it, and then 2 minutes later, the graphics team had a definition pulled up and put on the bottom of the screen so everybody could understand the word that he used.
They must be doing that thing where he's trying to work in certain words into a broadcast, and some poor intern or producer PA in the back is just listening for that one word.
Oh, then they run the graphic.
And then they run the graphic.
All right. So, one other thing I have been knocking out honeydews like crazy recently. Very proud of myself.
Not the melons.
I probably could knock out some honeydew melons. I'm not a big melon eater though. I don't, of all the fruits, and I like citrus fruit. Is melon a citrus?
Are melons considered a citrus?
Well, we can Google it.
I don't think melons are citruses.
Are
melons are melons.
Citrus. No, melons are not citrus fruits.
Melons are melons.
Melons are gourds. Oh my gourd.
Oh, gourd. Oh, gourd.
I do not enjoy melons as much as I like citrus fruit. But I've been knocking out honeydews like crazy around the house. Last weekend, the weekend before last, I had a ton of stuff to do. We've been getting the baby's room ready. So last Sunday, the Sunday before this one, I had to hang a bunch of Ring cameras that we got. I have never messed with housing electrical stuff before. So when I opened up my old floodlight and looked at that gasket with that Romex wire in there, I had no idea what I was doing. Thank God my dad has messed with some of that stuff, so he kind of walked me through it. But it took me, I was on the ladder for 2.5 hours 2 Sundays ago. This past Sunday, we put together a baby crib. Mm-hmm. That wasn't as painful as probably it used to be. It's just about reading the directions and putting the puzzle together and then using an Allen wrench and screwing everything in. But yesterday, I performed a honeydew that I don't know that I was fully mentally prepared for. Not strenuous in terms of physical exertion, but the worst combination of sensory. It's like a sensory nightmare. It's what it was. When you think about the sight, the smell, the sound, the texture, the whole thing. Here's what I did. I moved into my house in, say, just spring of 2021, late spring of 2021. Say I've been in there 4.5 years. Okay. Never once have I snaked my bathtubs and my showers. And that's what I did last night. And brother, let me tell you, the stuff that came out of there.
Yuck.
I'm almost gagging thinking about that.
Ugh.
So I have a very pregnant wife who, when I first started on our main bathroom's bathtub, when I first started on that, I went into the kitchen and I said, I need gloves, like throwaway kitchen gloves. And I told her, do not come in here. The stench on that. I don't know that I have the words to describe what that smelled like. It's the south end of a northbound donkey times 10.
South end of a northbound donkey times 10. Nick,
absolute bar.
Do we want to dissect this here for a
second? No, hold on. That's not even the worst. So have you ever seen, they sell these, they used to be like a snake, used to be like the ones that you would put down in your toilet whenever you had a major jam and you'd have to turn it and it would uncoil into the pipe and then you uncoil it. Now they've gotten so good at making these. They're like, you can buy 2 plastic ones and they're like jagged. The necks of them have a bunch of different jagged edges so that when you pull them out, it pulls up whatever's in there.
Yeah. I've seen those.
So that's what I was working with. And like, I was like, what is this stuff coming out of my drain? Like, you'd think hair is naturally going to be down there. But the stuff, it's like connective tissue that's growing between, it's gross. It looked like garlic.
What are we doing?
I have to talk about this.
There's
somebody out there that is probably needing to snake their drains, and I'm preparing them for it. Wear gloves, bring a garbage bag or an old grocery bag in there with you. Bring towels, because you're not going to want to sit around with that detritus next to you while you continue to work. It was heinous. Heinous, I tell you. So all of that to say, I think I've knocked out my honeydews for a while, but I will not forget that smell. Also, there's one more smell that I won't. There's a few smells that I will not forget in my life. That is one of them. I think I've talked about another one on this show. When I was working, between my junior
smells here.
Yes, between my junior and senior year of undergrad, I decided that I was not going to go play summer ball. Stupid. I was a stupid decision. But my dad in his infinite wisdom said, well, you ain't going to sit around this house all summer and just do whatever you want. You're going to get a job. So I got a temp job at a flange, pipe, and valve factory between Nederland and Beaumont, essentially. And what we did is we supplied a lot of the refineries with flanges, hoses, valves, piping, the whole thing. And my job as a temp there was get there at 6 a.m. and really I wasn't supposed to stop moving until I was cut at 4. And so I just find stuff to do. Well, one of the tasks they gave me was to spray the carbon steel pipe that was laying in the yard to protect it from the sun and the weather. And I had to do that like once or twice a week. Also, I had to spray the pipe yard for weeds. And both of those things, I wore a backpack that had the fluid in it to spray. It would leak out of this backpack and onto your clothes. I will never forget the smell of that carbon steel pipe coating and that weed killer because it was coming out of the same backpack, and I was just I'd empty that backpack and then fill it up with another thing.
What did it smell like?
It's like a real high smell, like the bottom of a dumpster. It was, and it would get on your clothes, and you have to throw your clothes away.
Ugh.
It was awful. So there was that, and then went to the gym yesterday, and there's a lot of people that work out at that gym, very popular gym. Those poor bathrooms get abused. And somebody went in there yesterday and just, turned the house down. They should have put in police caution tape on the men's locker room. You could smell it. When you walked in, you could smell it at the first pulley machines.
What are we doing?
And we were talking about it's in the locker room in the very back. And I think I clocked who it was, and I feel bad for the guy.
Olin?
No, it wasn't Olin. I don't think Olin goes in there anymore. But this would make this would make the smell of the clogged drain get up and leave the room. And it was so bad, Nick, when I went to the gym earlier today, I still smelt it. That's what this guy did to this
Sure, it
bathroom.
wasn't just like PTSD or something.
It might have been
thinking it,
Yeah.
thinking
like
about
Nam. It's like walking back into Nam.
Yeah.
I think this guy probably sprayed the walls in there. It was awful.
Okay, well, you want to talk about those kind of you-know-whats? Last couple of days in this men's room here,
Oh, this bathroom's been...
Somebody's been having issues because it's like all over the porcelain. And dude, brother, when you are done, take the extra... You're going to wash your hands anyways. Just get in there
you're
and
gonna
clean up
reach
so
in there?
no one knows it's you,
There's
dude.
a brush in there,
But
you
like,
foul thing.
Regardless...
Don't put your hands in there.
It's not me. Somebody needs to take the brush and clean it.
Well, if it
because
matters that much to you, why don't you reach in there and
I'm
do
not
it?
going to do that to somebody else's... You know what? Yeah, clean up your blank.
What if it was Nick?
when I was growing up, I got one of these fun stories. I was growing up, I was with my mom
This
and my
show
grandma,
stinks.
me and my
Literally.
cousin. We were at Macy's or something at the First Colony Mall in Sugar Land. And we had to go to the bathroom just to, had to pee. And we go in this bathroom, me and my cousin, and somebody just everywhere, they had to leave their pants. There was a abandoned pair of pants and underwear with all the good stuff left in it, and it smelled so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my cousin ran out, and my cousin threw up on the ground on some products on the shelves. It was awful.
I almost
and
had one of those
It was
issues.
hilarious.
I've never done that to my pants before, but I was
What?
close.
You've never pooped your pants?
No, of course.
I haven't
no.
either, believe it or not.
No,
I haven't
you-
either.
I don't believe either one
No,
of you.
you are, dude. As Brauninger has said, he has gone on record as saying he poops his pants at least twice a year.
Not
You have
twice. It's-
said that. You have gone on record saying that.
I've said that before, but it's
Okay,
probably not twice
So,
a year.
Probably not. At least is a
Probably
bad
more like
word.
3 times.
I think the quote is, "I poop my pants about twice a year."
I'm usually good for it. Like, that's a good number.
So, anyways,
1.5 at the
I've never
over-under.
done that. But
It's not intentional.
I was really close one time I was in high school. We were playing a baseball game, and our team had 9. And I was like, I was in the hole, and the inning just started.
In the
I
literal
looked at-
and figurative
I
hole.
looked at Coach Tony at the time. I was like, man, I can't do it. Like, I can't. Like, I gotta run. And he's like, but if you do that, we have to take you out of the lineup and take an out for the rest of the game. I'm like, do it. I'm not. I'm not sitting here and playing in white baseball pants with brown for the rest of the day.
Let me tell you something. If you ever there's no bringing the clothes back. So Nick, whoever that person was that did that, that's the right move. If you poop yourself, take everything off, leave it in the bathroom.
I just want to know how they got out of there. What'd they do to get out of there?
Sure, like you call somebody, like, hey man, you got to bring me something. Like
Go
buy some clothes.
Run
Run
to Journeys or run to Spencer's and get me some pants.
You have to, if you are unaware and never seen it, you have got to go look up the George Brett spring training mic'd up where he's talking about an incident he had in Las Vegas.
I've seen that one.
It is hysterical. I'll just leave it at this, Nick. The opening, right when the video starts, he farts like, so everybody's around like stretching. Everybody's stretching. So he's walking through the players stretching. He farts and you can hear it on the mic, and he looks down at the guy next to him stretching and goes, I just farted. And then he goes into the store. You have to go look that up. George Brett spring training poop pants. It's hysterical. Hysterical. All right, I guess we got to actually do a show here.
The chat is calling for Olin Buchanan. Guys.
How many times we got to tell y'all this is...
The old man's been asleep since 2.
Yeah. What do you guys want, man?
He tried to submit around college football today. It had 13 teams in his 12-team playoff field.
I bet OB's got a good poop pants story.
Oh. I told him today, so I was responsible for the recruiting long form article. By the way, go check that out at TexAgs.com.
It's brought to you by Pilot Roofing, by the way. Sponsored by them.
Pilot Roofing.
Have you done the read for this ad?
Yes.
Oh,
I did off
yeah,
the top.
I missed it. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, it's been a long
I didn't even
How
read
NASCAR of you, Richard.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, we had a really fast Southwood Valley Animal Hospital Chevrolet today.
We've been doing a lot of NASCAR references because these batteries keep going out in these headphone packs, and so
Pit stop.
we're doing pit changes with Fade Bickham as we. Hey, chat! Wait till you see Cade Bickham's haircut. I haven't seen it, but I've been told about it. Our guy got faded up. So next, look, like the video. He's got it faded up.
He went
like
short
the video.
on the sides. It's still curly up top and in the back, and
His
it's going to
aura
help him
is
get some girls.
growing. His aura is
Don't let
growing.
a white boy get a little motion. That's all I got to say about
That's right,
Cade
Nick.
Bickham.
He's getting a little motion.
He's
Nick,
definitely feeling himself. He's sending out some texts being like, hey, Shawty, can I get a glow check?
every like for the B team videos is worth 1/100th of 1 cent, Nick. So
Call them Brauny bucks.
they're Brauny bucks. If we get enough likes, we're going to buy Cade Bickham a new pair of glasses to go with his new fade. And like we're upping his aura. He's going to continue to have more motion so that when he goes across the street to film Setting the Scene with Richard, he's not shy, Cade, scared to talk to these college girls. He's got some swagger about him. That's the goal for this show.
That's I like it.
1/100th of a cent. You can be contributing. It's not signing you up for anything. You're helping a guy. It's the holiday season. We're trying to get this guy a girlfriend. Who knows? They may fall in love and get married. They may have children. He gets a house. All of this because you clicked the thumbs up on the B team. That's all you got to do.
Fade Bickham. You got to get him some aura. Got to get him some new glasses.
We got to get him a girlfriend.
We got to get him.
I'm glad his character on this show has grown. That I feel like I have to aura maxing.
Poor thing, he always
Bickham, Reese Nygren checking in.
We go to Cade quite a bit during the show, and I feel bad for him because Richard will just bury him. I mean, he does have some crazy takes sometimes, but he won't even get through them. And Richard's going, "Oh, come on!" He just buries the guy.
Get him some new glasses, and he's going to start
seeing the
back.
future.
Okay, dude, I've been hyping him up all day. The haircut's amazing.
I can't wait to see it. I don't know when I'll see it.
It's the holiday season. Give to Cade Bickham, and maybe we can help David Stein, aka Bruce, experience Christmas.
Yeah,
and the bacon that comes with it.
Be careful though; he's slippery when wet. All right, you got to do.
Cade is too.
Yuck. Yeah, top 5 college football winners and losers from last weekend. Nick, did you prepare anything? It's okay if you didn't.
I can riff it. We'll figure it out. We've been busy, dude.
I'm also me and Nick are both gonna riff it today.
Okay, that's fine. I do have some things prepared. Top 5 college football winners. In case you're new to this, we will start at number 5. But if one of us has this team at a different number, we'll just get the discussion out of the way. So my number 5 was James Madison. They held on, rallied actually late to beat Washington State. Look, you go through James Madison's schedule, and they haven't beaten a soul. They really haven't. But they are still the sitting team for the at-large bid for the group of 5. So they had a team go all the way across the country. I guess an old Power 4 team. I don't know what we call the 2-team Pac-12 now. Is it a G5 or is it a Power? It's a nothing. It's a 2-team league. Anyway, Washington State goes across the country and nearly pulls off an upset. This is a Washington State team that got absolutely blitzed by North Texas, and James Madison ekes out a win. All that said, they are sitting in the pole position potentially for the playoff. We'll see what happens tonight. But they had to do that to keep their season alive. Otherwise, it was going to be tanked. So I've got the Dukes at number 5.
That's a good point. That's a good pick. You're right. It will be interesting to see who is that group of 5 team because Tulane obviously lost. James Madison seems to be the odds-on favorite to be the highest-ranked team a little bit later tonight. Although those North Texas Mean Green, man, they're not going away.
I think North Texas has got to be the second one right now. And I think you look at their schedule, I think they've got better quality wins. I don't know this James Madison deal. It's going to be fine margins, I think. I don't know that James Madison's done anything to cover themselves in glory. I'm not saying that North Texas necessarily has, but I did like their wins better than James Madison.
It's a really weird year in that there's not an unbeaten group of 5 team. It's very, very strange. This rarely happens. It's been a unconventional season of college football across the board, really.
Do y'all want me to just go down my list and we can talk about all these teams?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4 for me was TCU. They went on the road and beat Houston. Look, this was a light slate in college football, and I thought the back 2 of my winners were light and stretching it. But TCU goes on the road and ends any hopes that Houston had of going to the Big 12 title game. I think this is more to do with Houston, and we'll get to them in a little bit. But good on TCU. It's so good on TCU that they might be on upset watch this week.
Sonny Dykes, man.
It's an interesting not fall from grace, but we've talked a lot about TCU on this show. TCU, Baylor, Oklahoma State. What are they going forward in this new era of college football? If they have got a Cody Campbell sitting amongst their alumni base, I think they can be viable. But that person needs to step forward pretty quick for all 3 of those programs, or they are going to continue to kind of waffle in purgatory. Across the Metroplex, you've seen SMU start pouring funds into their program, and subsequently they've seen results.
Oh, they're definitely reaping the benefits, and they have a chance to once again sneak into the college football playoff as the ACC champion should they win the conference title game in Charlotte. That would be back-to-back seasons for the SMU Mustangs in the college football playoff. That'd be unfathomable 5 years ago.
They just re-upped Rhett Lashley too.
Yep.
They're doing all the things that you have to do to maintain success, and they made a huge jump in leagues, whereas TCU and Baylor have remained in the Big 12, and it's gotten more watered down.
I would think TCU has made a big step up over the last 20 years from where they were, the Mountain West.
Yeah, unquestionably. And Baylor has
Big
kind of
12 seems like that's always been their ceiling.
It seems like Baylor has always kind of ridden A&M and Texas coattail, like wherever they were going. Remember all the stink that they threw?
Well, you gotta thank who was it? Was that Kay Bailey Hutchinson for even getting them into the Big 12?
Is that who that was?
She was the governor of Texas.
I thought that was Ann Richards.
Yes, Ann Richards. Thank you. I get them mixed up. Ann Richards. Who's Kay Bailey Hutchinson?
I don't know. Somebody you made up? One of your high school girlfriends?
No. She goes to school in Canada. You don't know her.
She goes to a different school.
Kay Bailey Hutchinson's a real thing.
Number 3 on my college football biggest winners from last week, the Oklahoma Sooners. That was a snooze fest in Norman. We had one across the street at Kyle Field. I was keeping an eye on
but
Oklahoma.
ours was a non-conference game. That's a conference game against ranked opponents.
I know. I'm just saying it was a tough watch.
Yeah, it was.
And Oklahoma, their defense is tremendous. There's no doubt. But good gracious, their offense is real bad. Really bad. And let's not forget that a lot of the college football media wanted to crown John Mateer with the Heisman Trophy after week 3.
Yes, that is true. They did want to do that.
And Missouri looked worse with Bo Pribula at quarterback than they did with Matt Zollers. But still, like, if they catch a surefire touchdown late in the fourth quarter, it's a 17-13 game, and who knows what happens at the end. But I just never felt like, going through that game, I never felt like Mizzou had a real shot. We were talking about Ahmad Hardy potentially climbing back into the Heisman Trophy race had he had a big game and Mizzou won, because he would have torched Arkansas the next week. That ended. Oklahoma's got a legit defense.
Yeah, they do. They looked really, really good, and I wanted it to be a game, right? And I wanted Oklahoma to lose the game, be honest with you, because I'm not a big fan of Brent Venables. I'm not a big fan of the Oklahoma Sooners really at all. So it would have been awesome to see them lose, especially the week after reviving their playoff hopes by beating Alabama. And Mizzou was just uncompetitive.
Well, a lot of that had to do with Oklahoma defense, I thought. But you're right. They look so dysfunctional on offense. And I want to, somebody with a little bit more time can look this up. But all of these schools that have coaches that are rumored to be leaving, outside of Ole Miss, those coaches are really struggling. Like they're losing games they shouldn't. You go back, you mentioned John Summerall lost last weekend. When his name started to emerge for the Auburn job, remember they went on the road and got blasted by UTSA.
Yep.
Bob Chesney played a really tight game with Washington State. It's just interesting. And Drinkwitz, right? Since Drink's name popped up for that Penn State job, Mizzou has been pretty bad.
Very bad. Like, really bad, actually.
So the only one that has continued to win is the most high-profile one, and it's Lane Kiffin. Be an interesting Saturday and Sunday this week.
I was telling Billy on Asclucci earlier today that he's going to steal some headlines on a really interesting college football Saturday. Right?
Can I tell you something? Florida is extremely confident that this is done.
That's crazy.
I just hesitate to believe anybody should be extremely confident when you're dealing with Lane Kiffin and Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah.
But I talked to 2 Florida guys again today that think this thing is done. I'm like, man, unless they've got an MOU in hand, I wouldn't even assume that it's done.
But even then, if you have an MOU in hand, it doesn't mean anything.
It would be bad practice for an agent to allow his client to sign an MOU and not go through with it. But we're all dealing with Lane Kiffin. All right, moving on. Number 2 on my top 5 college football winners from the weekend, the Pitt Panthers. They went into Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta.
Almost didn't happen. Almost came back.
They did. They played with their food. They got out to a huge lead, 21-0, and then here comes Haynes King and the Yellow Jackets. But they were able to ward them off, and they had that huge pick six
on the goal line.
On the goal line, that was the backbreaker for Georgia Tech as the Yellow Jackets attempted to pull something off that A&M had done a week before. And I felt bad for Haynes, and he's been everything for that team all year.
No kidding.
And he wasn't at it. You know, he wasn't super sharp early, and then that pick six was a killer there. But Pitt, remember, Pat Narduzzi told us the Notre Dame game didn't matter.
Yes, he did.
And then he said the next 2 following were the ones that really counted, and he was right.
Pat Narduzzi.
So Pitt, along with SMU and about another handful of teams in the ACC, are still alive to get to Charlotte in the championship game. It'll be a wild finish in that league. But I liked Pitt. I mean, let me tell you something, man. Early in that game, that freshman quarterback was in Greg Maddux mode.
Yeah.
I mean, not just making throws, but like really accurate throws, really tight window
Painting
throws.
The corners.
He was making throws off platform and fitting into tight windows. It was really impressive. Now he settled down, cooled off as the game went on, but I like this kid. And I just wonder if a program like Pitt, are they going to be able to keep a quarterback like him around? Because his phone's probably going to ring.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a really interesting world we live in right now.
Mason Heinchel, I always forget his first name. Mason Heinchel, the quarterback at Pitt, good player. Started the season at 3rd on their depth chart, and it now has them on the cusp of an ACC title game.
His old friend Eli Holstein was number 1 on the depth chart this year, right?
Yeah, it stinks for kids like that. Zach Calzada is another one that they've hung around college football, and Zach Calzada has made a lot of money. I'm sure Eli Holstein's made a pretty good chunk of change in NIL, but it's still about the bottom line. Who gives you the best chance to win? And these coaches know that. So I think you give the benefit of the doubt early in the season to the guy that you're paying. And if he can't do it, you got to make a move, and you got to put in the best guy that's going to give you a chance.
And I don't think there's any shame in that. You got to do what it takes to win, because at the end of the day,
unless you're playing,
things that matter are wins and losses.
Unless you're playing Notre Dame, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's
you can
not
lose
a
by
must
100.
Win, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's right. He's right. He's still alive.
My biggest winner from the college football weekend, quack. The Oregon Ducks essentially punched their ticket to the playoff with the that's their most marquee win of the season now. USC's a better football team than Penn State, but that was impressive. They controlled the game. The punt return, that kid was Malik Benson was flying. It was incredible to watch him run. I said early in the season, before Oregon dropped their game to Indiana, like my eye test early in the season, I thought Oregon was the best team in the country at one point. They've got plenty of talent to get hot in the playoff and win it.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to try to draw a watermark on who can win the national championship out of the teams going to the field, I'd put Oregon, no pun intended, but paddling above the water. Pun intended.
You intended the pun there. Are we going to talk about USC a little later on?
USC's on my list.
Okay,
yeah.
then I'll wait to say what I have to say until we get there.
Did I miss anybody? Do y'all have any inclusions that you'd like to talk about?
Looks like Nick's talking to one of the blonde girls back there.
What's up?
Do you have any winners or losers, any winners you want to talk about that we might have forgotten? Or Brauny might have forgotten because he actually had a list and I did not?
Same here. No, I mean, like I heard you mention it earlier, Brauny. It's just a weak slate.
It was a
How
light
about Diego Pavia begging for more garbage time to pad some stats?
That was weird.
You a winner there?
He's kind of jumped the shark with his bit, man. With Theo Vaughn, the whole thing. It's just
the whole his family getting involved is kind of rubbing me the wrong way.
The camera on his mom the entire
yeah,
time.
it's that's strange to me.
Yeah.
He's a good player, and he probably should get a statue at Vanderbilt.
Absolutely.
Or at least get close.
He's probably the greatest player in Vanderbilt history. I'd say that. Very, very, very ignorant to Vanderbilt
yeah, they've got
history.
the all-time receptions leader in SEC history is a Vanderbilt Commodore.
Who am I forgetting?
Is it Jordan or Jordan Matthews?
Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia's got Vanderbilt football on the cusp of the college football playoff.
What about Jay Cutler?
Yeah, Diego Pavia. Jay Cutler will end up having a much, much better NFL career than Diego Pavia. But he was the greatest player in Texas A&M football history.
Jonathan Paul Manziel.
Exactly. But
right.
We've got Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. I'm watching him rush the passer.
Are you still shocked by the busting on the boys tweet or what?
No, there were a lot of people that were. I'd pray tell about that, but that's outside of how good of a football player he is and what kind of season that he's having. Myles Garrett, you have to start talking about him as the greatest pass rusher in NFL history, especially as he keeps ticking off these records.
He's going to have – I mean, he's still – what? He's 29? He's a year older than I am.
In the way he's built, he's probably got 8 good years left in him.
That's crazy.
Top 5 college football losers of the weekend. Number 5 was a team that won a game.
I like doing things like this. What do you got?
The LSU Tigers.
They're
13-10 winners in front of a half-empty Tiger Stadium over the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And Western Kentucky was the better team.
Western Kentucky was attempting an onside kick in the final minute of the game for a chance to get the ball back to score and tie the game.
There was at one point it was it 7-3, maybe 3-3. I think it was 3-3, and Western Kentucky threw a pick in the red zone. Like they were going in to score to take the lead, and they threw an interception.
Was it a pick six or was it a scoop and score that allowed?
It was a scoop and score, yeah.
So it was a scoop and score that got Western Kentucky in proximity in the final minute. So those things kind of even out.
The LSU Tigers did not score a touchdown until there was 4 minutes left in the third quarter against Western Kentucky.
Bayou Bengals. And how about Brian Kelly's son on senior day running out with the t-shirt?
That was my takeaway.
Yeah, we should have put that on here.
Whoa.
If you didn't see that, Brian Kelly's son, I think his name's Kalen.
I don't know. Mr. Kelly's son is his name.
Brian Kelly's son ran out on senior day, and on his undershirt it read "Free BK," and then they gave him airtime, which he started to refer to his father as "my boy." Free my boy BK. Free him. Free my boy BK. He said numerous times.
Did you talk about the senior Mr. Brauninger that way?
No.
Because you're Mr. Brauninger, but your dad's higher. I'm not making an age joke here.
No.
Yeah, I would never look at Brad and be like, my boy Brad.
Free my boy BK.
My boy BK.
It's not even
my
calling him
boy
Brian.
BZ.
He called him by his nickname.
My boy BZ. Be my boy BZ.
LSU, number 5 at my college football biggest losers list, even though they won the game. Number 4 for me, I've talked about this numerous times on this show. I can't believe this guy keeps getting a pass. Matt Rule in Nebraska, number 4 on my list. They get absolutely thumped.
Blasted.
By Penn State. By Penn State. And after the game, I'm scrolling through my Twitter, and I just follow some folks that cover Nebraska that I've gotten to know over the years. And they're like handing out juice boxes and orange slices. And like, how much of a leash does this guy get? Like, I think Matt Rule's a good dude, and I've really enjoyed some of the stuff he's done, the public appearances he's done. I enjoy him on McAfee. I like some of the speeches that he's given at halftime and before games that have gone viral. I like all that. I liked him when he was at Baylor. But, man, this guy gets a massive benefit of the doubt in Lincoln, apparently, because he flirted with the Penn State job, and then I guess he used that as leverage to get a new contract at Nebraska. They have been awful, even before Dylan Raiola got hurt.
Yeah. Is it a fair question to ask at this point, at this juncture? Because it's really been years since they were truly contending for conference titles, whether that be the end of their time in the Big 12 or their early days in the Big 10. Because remember, they went to that conference championship game. I believe it was Amir Abdullah, the running back in Nebraska back then.
They needed a walk-off winner from him to beat McNeese one year.
Is it fair to ask if it's over for Nebraska?
Forever?
Forever.
That's probably premature.
Is it too early?
But we're how many decades into when's the last time they won 10 games?
Amir was there when I was in high school.
Nebraska 10-win seasons. Let's look that up.
It's been a long time, and it's a state that doesn't have a great recruiting base. It's a state that's not really bordering any states with a great recruiting base. So you got to sell kids on history that happened years ago, or like decades and decades ago, or you have to have the NIL backing from donors that clearly aren't giving that much.
It's the curse of Bo Pelini. Listen, these are the win. This is the number of wins that Bo Pelini had in 6 seasons in Lincoln. You ready? 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 9, 9.
Meathead.
Since then, they've won 9 games once.
Do you remember the faux Pelini account on Twitter?
It's still there. It's still active.
Still active?
It's a Nebraska fan, so it's still hilarious.
Still goes crazy?
Yes.
Awesome. I love that.
So the curse of Bo Pelini lives on in Lincoln, and Nebraska now.
Is it fair? Okay, new question. Is it fair to ask whether or not Brandon Jones broke Bo Pelini in Nebraska football?
Brandon and Gabe?
Yeah.
Matt Rule's 3 seasons in Lincoln, 5-7, 7-6. So that's 12-13. He is 7-4 this year. So that's 19-17 overall through 3 years.
It's not getting any better.
Scott Frost, 4 wins, 5 wins, 3 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins.
And remember, they also had the easiest path to Indianapolis when the Big Ten was doing that leaders and legends crap.
Oh, yeah.
That they had the easier path. And when they broke into the league, Michigan was down.
All right, moving on. We've got to keep moving. We're trying to get through 3 shows in one here on the only Tuesday edition of the B Team. So we're on Top 5 Tuesday right now, running through our college football losers from last weekend. Number 3 for me, the University of Houston Cougars.
Sad.
Mentioned them, the turnout that they're having. And look, this, for those of you that follow A&M recruiting, there was a flip commitment directly as a result of this. Jaden Warren, who had come on an official visit to Texas A&M when the Aggies hosted South Carolina, longtime U of H commit, went back to U of H this past weekend, saw their offense be pretty hapless, put up 14 points against TCU in front of nobody and no atmosphere, and on Sunday he flips to Texas A&M. I've long said this, man. That's a joke for a city that size to not show up and support a team that's been pretty good.
And it's really weird because that city supports Cougar basketball really, really well. They will pack out Toyota Center. They will pack out anywhere the Cougs are playing.
Well, I think Willie Fritz is a really, really good coach, and he may have opportunities. He's 64 years old. What if he looks around and says, "Man, I got it. Like this place, this place doesn't support me like I thought they would." I don't think he's going to do that, but you couldn't fault him if he did. So Houston at 3, number 2 for me, and I think you wanted to say a piece here. The USC Trojans.
I think the LA media is already turning on Lincoln Riley. Like, I was listening to a clip on Instagram Reels from Petros and Money, and they're talking about how USC really over the last quarter century has only been what USC should be for a period of about 2003 to 2008 under Pete Carroll. But of course, they had a lack of institutional control back then. They've had to deal with some really, really subpar coaches over the last 20 years. And it looks like Lincoln Riley's just
he's recruiting like crazy
on that list. And they're not good.
They're putting together good recruiting classes. They came into Texas and they've gotten 2 of the top 10, 15 players in the state, and Jamion Winfield and Boobie Feaster. I don't know what's going on out there in terms of them preparing to play. And then, obviously the attachment to Lincoln Riley is that his teams are soft, but I think this team has been pretty physical at times this year. I thought the talent level was noticeably different against Oregon. I thought Oregon was clearly the better team. Yeah. And it looked like Oregon was the faster team as well. But I think with Lincoln Riley in year 3 out there now, I thought this was a potentially turning point game for them, and they fell flat and lost by 2 scores on the road. Number 1, I think this one's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, their season's done. It was hanging on by a thread. It was everything that you needed to know about Georgia Tech is they had 1 loss and they were like number 16. And all the other 1-loss teams were hovering around like 5 to 12.
So answer this for me, and I apologize. I pardon my ignorance again. They can't get to the ACC title game now. The dream's over.
No, they have two conference losses.
Okay. I just didn't know because I know there's been a lot of carnage in that league.
And then Pitt's one of them, and so Pitt's got a
tiebreaker over them. I don't know if there's some really weird 3-team tiebreaker like what the SEC's got right now.
So Georgia Tech, number 1. I hate it because I like Brent Key and I like Haynes King, but it felt like they had been walking up to the precipice of their season being over numerous times. The week before in Boston College, they had a crazy rally to stay out of it there, but unfortunately it caught up to them. Against the Pitt team, that's pretty talented.
Respected them for living on some fool's gold for a really, really long time, though.
It's a great year for Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah. It's a
great
season
year.
I don't think they ever expected to have in Atlanta.
Nick, anything? I know you've been distracted back there. I could see.
No, we're working here. Sorry, I know we're talking about losers, but Brooks Austin, I don't know if y'all heard this, so I'm going to flip it back to winners real quick because I just saw the score and it made me think of it. He came on our show, TexAgs Live, earlier today, and he made a case that Tennessee has more of a right as a 3-loss team to make a case for the playoffs than Texas does. And he pointed out that the committee only cares about your losses, right? They only care about who you lose to. And if you look at the losses, right, the quality of losses, which is, by the way, side note, the dumbest thing ever, but that's what you get when you get, a committee deciding 12 teams. Tennessee's quality of losses are better than Texas solely because Texas lost to Florida.
Sure.
Right? So that's just an interesting topic that I'm, looking through. And Tennessee won their past few games.
Enormous game.
Got a chance to beat Vanderbilt.
Yes,
My pick would be would be Tennessee over Vanderbilt this weekend. So,
but we're going to pick that game in just a little bit. Top 5 Thanksgiving foods. Number 5 for me, green rice casserole.
What is green rice casserole?
That may be a Southeast Texas specialty.
So explain to this.
It's got a little broccoli. It's rice, and the green part of it's got broccoli and cheese in it.
We don't do that at ours. 5, so many. It's hard to pick a favorite. Just because I think it's not inherently Thanksgiving-y, mac and cheese. Can't ever go wrong with
mac and cheese on my list.
It's definitely on my list. I just think there's more sides that are more quintessential Thanksgiving sides.
Okay, Nick's working. So we number 4 for me, mashed potatoes. Love mashed potatoes.
Are great. I have mashed potatoes on my list too. I'll go ahead and slot them in at 4. My mom makes really, really good mashed potatoes.
3, mac and cheese.
Okay.
I love mac and cheese mixed with mashed potatoes.
Go ahead. Tell everybody.
No, it's delicious. It's a conglomerate. It's a dump pile. It is mac and cheese. It's mashed potatoes and black-eyed peas usually. Great conglomerate.
You guys do black-eyed peas at Thanksgiving?
Yep. It's
like a New Year's thing.
We do them in New Year's too. But the black-eyed peas get a little pepper and a little salt. It's great.
3 on my list. Let's just go green beans. And I'm not here for green bean casserole. It's not terrible. I like it fine, but I like green beans. I like them sauteed. We got some bacon bits in there. No, I do not keep kosher. Fantastic stuff.
Oh, You can go to Christmas then, like Bruce.
Well,
have some bacon.
Spoiler, Brauninger, I have done Christmas before a few times, believe it or not.
Number 2 for me.
And I have Christmas plans this year.
Sweet potato pie.
No.
I love me some sweet potato pie.
Number 2, I will go with a sweet, though. My mom makes an apple pie every year for Thanksgiving. Apple pie.
Very American.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Number 1.
Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie.
Look at me. You know I'm going dessert. Chocolate icebox pie. My mama's been making it for me since I was in high school. At one time when my body could burn off such things, she would make me my own chocolate icebox pie, and I would eat it over the course of 2 days at Thanksgiving. And then any leftover chocolate pie filling that she would have, she'd put in a separate bowl, and I'd have that as well.
So you'd eat it.
This was like I was 16, 17 years old.
You'd eat it over the course of 2 days?
Yes.
Olin Buchanan would do it in 37 minutes for $5,000 or whatever.
If I wouldn't go into like some sort of sugar shock, I could probably do that now.
Number 1 on my list is going to be stuffing for sure.
Who had somebody, one of the athletes in here that called it
dressing.
I call it dressing.
Well, stuffing's when it goes in the turkey,
right?
And dressing is when it's not.
It's like jam and jelly.
No, well, you know the joke. You know the difference between jam and marmalade. Can't share it here.
All right, that was
jelly, are jam and jelly the same thing? Jelly's a little like
jam's got watery seeds in it, right?
No, those are preserves.
What's the difference between jam and jelly, Nick?
Bro, I don't know.
What's the difference between jam and marmalade?
The audience can't see it. I obviously took my headphones off for a second to do something, and I was just like, okay. They were picking games the last time I heard, but
we did our top 5 Thanksgiving foods.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Okay. Is mac and cheese? This is what I have to add to this. Is mac and cheese a Thanksgiving
on both
food?
of our lists?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had it at 5 on my
there.
list, Nick, because to me it's not inherently Thanksgiving, but it's definitely always at Thanksgiving.
Yes, for sure.
By the way, turkey made nobody's list because turkey stinks.
Turkey does stink.
I'm going to eat it on Thursday, but turkey stinks.
I have enough.
I'm with y'all. Yeah.
All right, we're rolling into our We Learned Wednesday. Here's some facts I learned about Thanksgiving. Americans eat about 46 million turkeys each Thanksgiving. The only male turkeys, toms, gobble. Female turkeys, hens, cackle instead. The first TV dinner was created from a surplus of 260 tons of turkey after Thanksgiving in 1953, a sales idea that took off quickly. The average American consumes about 4,500 calories on Thanksgiving. Sarah Josepha Hale, the author of Mary Had a Little Lamb, campaigned for 17 years to make Thanksgiving a national holiday, which President Lincoln declared in 1863. The first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was in 1924 and featured live animals from zoos instead of balloons. We need to bring that back. The song Jingle Bells was originally written as a Thanksgiving song in 1857. There's some We Learned Wednesday facts on a Tuesday about Thanksgiving.
There's something about the moon and whether or not it's a full moon and the Lions playing on Thanksgiving. And if it's a full moon on Thursday, it means they're going to lose. Look that one up if you have some free time. That's my We Learned Wednesday.
Well, why don't you look it up and you can tell people what to bet on?
If it's a full moon, the Lions are going to lose.
Well, look it up.
Do you remember?
Is that like historically accurate?
Yeah, it's like historically accurate. And then the last time we had a full moon on Thanksgiving was the year they played the Bills on Thanksgiving. The Bills ended up winning, but the Lions tried to mount this late comeback, and we were in Houston at my aunt's house, and it was the year that there was a tornado possibility. I wouldn't even call it a warning down in Alvin. So they cut away on CBS or whatever it was
for the
final minute and a half, and I never saw what happened. I was so mad. It ruined my Thanksgiving.
Speaking of, Houston Texans still hanging around.
Kaylee Dryer's very excited.
Still hanging around. Dougie Davis Mills doing his thing.
That Thursday night game was really, really impressive. Their defense is stout.
Nobody's going to talk about them as the best defense in the league, but they are statistically. Everybody talks about the Eagles being the best defense in the league.
Eagles stink. Eagles just gave up 24 unanswered points to the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys. Dudes. Cry, Eagles, cry.
The thing you said about the Lions and the moon, it reminds me of, or reminded me to bring up, if you believe in such things, Jeremiah Love should be your Heisman bet. Because every year that's ended in 5,
it's been a wide receiver?
It's been a running back.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I had Jeremiah Smith in my head. Jeremiah Love. Oof.
So 10
He's
years
it.
ago, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
10 years before that, Reggie Bush. 10 years before that, Eddie George. It's been running backs on years that end in 5 going all the way back, I think, to the 60s.
And there's no real
Nobody's grabbed it.
Yeah, no real favorite from the quarterback position.
And Jeremiah Love was awesome this weekend. By the way.
And he's got the Notre Dame boost.
Timeout. We left off a biggest loser, Syracuse. You're down 21-0 before the opposing offense even takes a snap. 2 pick sixes and a punt return.
Yeah, I saw that stat. They were up 21-0 before Jeremiah Love ever touched the ball.
Timeout. Notre Dame threw for 67 yards, and they won 70-7.
Jeez.
I get that Fran Brown's not dealing with much up there, but that might be his Dennis Franchione moment. 77-0.
That's bad. It's hard to come back from that.
All right, we got 30 minutes to pick, I'd say probably about 15, 20 games here. So we'll try to go quick. We'll finish with a score prediction for A&M and Texas. First one, and these are in chronological order, and I believe this one is on Friday. Memphis at home against Navy. The Tigers are 5.5-point favorites. Both of these teams have been amongst that group of 5 contenders. I don't think either of these teams can crawl back into it. Navy lost last week. So, Richard?
I'll just go with the midshipmen. Go Navy, beat Army. I know there's only one game left that really matters on that schedule for them, but I'll pick with Navy anyways.
Excuse me. Navy beat South Florida 41-38 last week. So, again, Navy not dead yet.
So give me Navy. If Navy's not dead, they've got more to play for. Give me Navy.
Yeah, I'll take Navy too.
Navy, Nick Savage respects
Memphis is dead. Memphis is dead. Navy's not.
I will back the service academies.
Yes, one for the troops. I'll go Navy to cover. I don't know about win the game, but I like Navy to cover there. The next one, the Egg Bowl, with tons of intrigue surrounding it. In Starkville, Mississippi State and Ole Miss, the Rebels are 7.5-point favorites. I thought the number would be larger. Maybe Vegas is playing the nobody knows what Lane Kiffin's going to do angle here. I do not think he's staying at Oxford.
Give me the Rebs to cover and Kiffin to stay, because that seems like the most Lane Kiffin thing to happen.
Give me the Rebs to cover and Lane to leave. I feel like every week, every game Mississippi State has played, like, oh, they're a sneaky team. We watch out, and then they get blown out. So it's like
they haven't gotten blown out much. They got blew out by Georgia the last time they played.
They took Texas to overtime. People forget that. Nick.
Yep.
Don't let
give me
people
Ole Miss.
forget that
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farms does remember. Texas went to overtime with both Mississippi State and Kentucky.
Here are Mississippi State's losses: by 7 to Tennessee, 22 to A&M, 2 to Florida, 7 to Texas, 20 to Georgia, and then it was 22. Yikes, to Missouri. They've cashed it in. Ole Miss wins. Ole Miss covers. Lane Kiffin puts on orange and blue. I'll be in the minority and trust my guys in Gainesville that they're going to get him. All right, Georgia Tech. This should tell you all you need to know about Georgia Tech and what Vegas thinks. Georgia Tech at home in the season finale it's a neutral site game.
Yeah, that's right. They moved it to
the Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, so this game.
Wait, they're
sadly
playing clean old-fashioned hate.
Yes,
at a neutral
so
site. That's
stupid.
Why?
So stupid.
Why did they move that?
I don't know. Money. I would guess.
Stupid.
Georgia Tech in Georgia in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Bulldogs are 14.5-point favorites.
Yeah, that makes sense. Give me the Bulldogs.
I actually like Georgia Tech to cover here. I think they'll play.
Win.
Yeah, I think they'll play hard.
That's fine. Georgia's
now. If Georgia walks in here and mops them like they've been playing recently, I think Georgia, you have to start looking at them as like, okay, they're rounding into national championship form. But I think a Georgia Tech team led by Haynes King and Brent Key will put up a fight. I think 14.5 is a lot. And I could see a backdoor cover here as well. So I'll take Georgia Tech to cover.
This game also just doesn't matter for Georgia. It's not a must win, as Pat Narduzzi would tell you.
Dangerous spot if you're a Pitt Panther fan. Nick, you got a spot here?
Yeah, I'll do the same thing you said, Brauny. I think it's a closer game. Georgia Tech covers just because Haynes King as a freaking warrior, but Georgia wins.
Got an email today from the Southeastern Conference, and the only reason this is relevant is because it has to deal with Mercedes-Benz Stadium there in Atlanta. Do you know the SEC championship game? This is going to be the first year in which alcohol is available throughout the stadium for the SEC title game.
What?
Yeah, previously they sold it in premium areas, but now if you're going to Atlanta the weekend after this one, you're going to be able to booze up wherever you're sitting.
Be a lot of horse-faced people in there. Arizona State at home in Tempe, a 1.5-point favorite over their cross-state rivals in Arizona. I'm taking Arizona. I said they were on my upset alert pick last week. They made good on it. Noah Fafita has been playing much better.
Say that name again?
Noah Fafita,
Noah Fafita.
quarterback at Arizona.
Noah Fafita. It's a good name. I'll go with the Cats. Meow. You know, we some dogs. You know, cats around here.
Nicholas?
Give me Arizona State.
Yuck.
Yeah,
Go against
Arizona
everybody.
State.
All right, the
Gotta
big
be
game,
different.
Michigan in Ann Arbor at home against Ohio State, and the Buckeyes are 9.5-point favorites. The easy thing for everybody to do is going to be bet Ohio State because Ohio State's clearly the better, more talented team, more well-rounded team, yet you would have bet on Ohio State each of the previous 3 seasons and lost.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Give me Michigan.
It's been 2,000.
And that's not for Richard.
187 days since Ohio State last beat the University of Michigan. I was there on a Saturday afternoon in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It was cold and rainy. We left at the end of the third quarter because I want to say it was Justin Fields, the quarterback at the time, up and down the field on Jim Harbaugh. And then they didn't play in 2020, and Michigan's won the last 4. Give me the Wolverines, go blue, to win outright. Make it 5 in a row.
Here's my question is,
Michigan stinks, too.
the logic here, I mean, I understand the recent history of the rivalry, and this has been a hurdle that Ryan Day cannot clear. But when you look at these two teams, I'm trying to use the logic part of my brain, and like, how does Michigan score any points here?
They didn't need to score any points last year, is the thing. They had Davis Warren as their quarterback last year and beat Ohio State in Columbus against a better Ohio State team.
Does the logic side of your brain also say Ohio State has played nothing?
They haven't played anything since Texas, like in terms of like teams near their
That's
watermark.
10 games, yeah. Of just trash.
I'm going to take Ohio State to win and cover. Could be like it could be a 27-17
Michigan
or
win.
a 21-10, and Ohio State win. I just don't see how Michigan scores. I think this Ohio State defense better than last year's. All right, Nick, you're on Michigan to cover.
No, I'm taking. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm taking Michigan to win.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, Pittsburgh. The Panthers are at home against Miami. The Hurricanes are 6.5-point favorites. This is a massive game in the ACC. Nick, we'll let you start it off here.
I'll go Miami just because I feel like they got more to play for at this point. I know Pitt's still in the conference championship race, but Miami, they've been the highest ranked ACC team in the past few college football playoff rankings. I know that's projections, but I think they take it. Give me Miami.
I'll go with the Canes, too. Got to stay in playoff contention.
I'm going with Pitt. I don't think Miami's going to do anything to run away from Pitt. I think this can be close. You're going to give me 6.5-point favorites. This is a warm weather team going to a cold, nasty Acrisure Stadium where the turf is disgusting.
Heinz Field.
I think this can be a close game, and it wouldn't surprise me if Pitt won it, but I'll take the 6.5.
Heinz Field. I'm calling it Heinz Field until the end of time.
Reliance Stadium, Minute Maid Park.
Exactly, Nick. Exactly. Stick to your guns there, sir.
Baylor in Waco at home. They are 2.5 points favorites against Houston. This should tell you a lot about Houston. Maybe they were a lot of fool's gold in terms of the eyes of Vegas, right? Because they are on the road 2.5-point dogs to a Baylor team that can't stop a nosebleed.
Which is shocking considering Dave Aranda's background. How are you that bad on defense when you're the former defensive coordinator of a national championship LSU team?
Oh, I thought Dave Aranda hit somebody at some point that I forgot about and made his nosebleed.
Well, at Baylor, it wouldn't surprise me if they swept it under the rug.
All right, I'll take Baylor to win and cover.
Or LSU, to be honest.
I like Houston. I like Willie Fritz. Obviously, love Connor Wigman. I just don't. I think Houston may have let go of the rope with that loss last week.
Can't do it, won't do it. Go Cougs. Cannot pick Baylor under any given circumstances.
I'm going to go Baylor because I got to call a game at McLean this past week. It's a nice stadium. I like
Told
it.
you.
So
It is very nice.
I'll take Baylor.
All right, some more rivalries here. We'll go through these quickly. Louisville at home -3.5 against Kentucky.
Only 3.5.
I know. Louisville stinks. Kentucky stinks. I actually like the way Kentucky's been playing. Didn't they just blitz Florida?
I actually like Kentucky's head coach, just not for me. I'll take the Wildcats to win that game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Kentucky as well.
Give me Louisville.
Any reason? Just because you want to take Louisville?
I
Actually,
just think Kentucky's
He's
worse
picking them
than
because
Louisville.
they have the same colors as Cincinnati.
I completely forgot that Kentucky went on the road and got pavia'd 45-17. They were uncompetitive.
Did either of you catch the reference I just made?
No,
Louisville and Cincinnati having the same colors?
but you said something about Nick.
Yeah, he's taking Louisville because they have the same colors as Cincinnati.
I'm not following
I'm
either,
not
Brauny.
following
Don't
you.
worry.
That's what Seth did last week in the final countdown.
God,
They
it's
asked
a
him
good
to pick-
recall, but it
they
took
asked
some,
him to pick the winner of the BYU Cincinnati game, and he said Louisville.
It's a game I won't be
That's right,
watching.
I remember that.
Louisville and Kentucky, you're going to need a lot of bourbon to get through it if you're going to watch that one. I'll still take Kentucky, although I don't. It stinks. I probably wouldn't put real money on it. South Carolina is a 2.5-point favorite at home against Clemson.
I think South Carolina's got the better quarterback. They're at home.
Give me Clemson.
Give me the
Boy,
Gamecocks.
hey, which one of these head coaches would you rather spend an afternoon with?
Dabo.
Is ending it all the solution or
Yeah.
an option?
I mean, as much of a goofball as Dabo is, I think I'd pick him over Beamer.
I'm like the Peter Griffin gif where he goes like this and snaps his own neck.
I'm going to take Clemson.
Give me South Carolina.
I went with the Gamecocks.
Washington at home, a huge game still with Oregon coming to town. The Ducks are favored by 6.5. I'm going to pull up Washington's schedule and see what they've done recently.
Have you seen the Oregon Duck on Twitter clowning the Husky?
No,
No,
but
I
the Oregon
haven't.
Duck might be the best mascot in college sports.
Might? Let's settle it. Is.
Puddles?
He's hilarious. I'm a huge fan of Puddles.
He
Is
went
that
on
his
game,
name?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He went on game day and took his shirt off like Dan Lanning.
Running around naked. Because the duck doesn't wear pants. It's like Donald.
So after losing to Wisconsin, a heinous loss by
Heinous.
Washington, they have blasted Purdue and then they blasted UCLA 6.5. But it's in the Pacific Northwest, so Oregon's not going very far. I'll take Oregon. I think they're playing a good brand of ball. Oregon wins and covers.
Oregon doubles them up.
Yeah, I'm all over the Ducks here. Dan Lanning, final chance to make a statement before the selection show because you're probably not going to Indianapolis. Dan Lanning's going to run it up.
Oklahoma at home are 10.5-point favorites against a hapless LSU program that does not care. The only issue, I would bet the under here. I don't think either one of the. Oh, I just lost my headphones, Nick. If you can give me a battery change.
And I'm close, Mr. Savage. Oh,
He probably didn't hear you.
Oh, man.
Oklahoma's 10.5-point favorites at home against LSU. I don't think LSU cares anymore. I think 10.5 is a big number.
But for the same argument you made against Michigan in their game at Ohio State, how do they score to stay alive?
You want these? Here, take
Hey,
these.
Nick, can I get some as well? Mine's about to. Oh no!
Well, I was a little hamstrung by
Oh, no.
this mic stand that Kate
I'm not
Bickham
going to
has
throw them
broken.
at you because I'm left-handed. But the same argument you made against Michigan being able to score against Ohio State, make the same argument against LSU, against that Oklahoma defense, right? 10.5 seems like a big number for the Sooners, especially when that offense hasn't really been world beaters at any point this year.
14-3 means you
But
win
yeah,
and cover.
I see them pulling that off.
Yeah, I do too. I think Oklahoma wins and covers.
Yeah, that's pretty easy for me.
How about
So-
all these LSU fans clamoring for Michael Van Buren to get in the game and play, and he was brutally bad against Western Kentucky. They don't have a quarterback, and I think it's clearly obvious now that Garrett Nussmeier, even hurt, was their best option. but he will not play this weekend, according to Frank Wilson. So we'll let Nick get back and get Nick's pick. Oklahoma, LSU, Nick.
Oklahoma wins big.
All right, Tennessee at home. A huge game here. Tennessee at home. -2.5 against Vanderbilt. The Commodores have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They are road underdogs. I like what Brooks Austin said about Tennessee today.
Yeah, what was that?
That they should be ahead of the playoff conversation ahead of Texas.
I agree with that too. But,
and I just don't see
we're looking
this
at
is a program
here.
This is a program game. I think Clark Lee's awesome. This Vanderbilt team's been great. I don't think Vanderbilt goes to Knoxville and wins. And 2.5, we're splitting hairs here, so it's basically a pick 'em to me. I'll take Tennessee to win and cover.
I ain't scared. They got the best player on the field in Diego Pavia. Vandy, upset at Rocky Top. Keep the playoff hopes alive. I like Clark Lee way, way more than I like Josh Heupel.
I would agree with you there, but I think Tennessee wins. I think.
Oh, don't be scared, Nick. Do it.
They're going to get their first ranked win.
Florida at home in the Swamp against Florida State. These two teams do not care. Florida is a 1.5 favorite. Just think about the magnitude of what this game's been in years past, and nobody cares anymore.
No one cares. We do not care. We do not care.
It's a battle of quarterbacks that have flattered to deceive a lot this year in Lagway and Tommy Castellanos. If you look at Florida State, by the way, just announced that Mike Norvell is going to return, depending on who you want to read and believe. Everybody's an expert on Twitter, but there are some people that I've seen tweeting about Florida State's inability to pay the buyout or unwillingness to pay that buyout, so they're going to give him another year.
Okay.
Florida State has some metrics that would indicate they're actually a good football team, and they're not. Let me look these metrics up because I do not want to get them wrong. Florida State.
While you look those up, do you agree that sometimes when both teams in like a big rivalry like this, when they both suck, those can turn out to be like the best games? Just to watch, not so much.
Like nobody is like.
Well, I just mean like competitive. It's the biggest game of the year, right? It's the end of the season, so they go all out.
Season can't hold anything back now.
Exactly.
Florida State's 27th in the country in total defense. Pretty remarkable. And I want to say, I'm going to look it up, but they are very high in total offense.
I don't know.
Florida State's number 9 in total offense. They're a top 30 total defense and top 10 total offense, and they're terrible. That being said, I think they're going to beat Florida.
I'll go with the Noles too.
Yep. Clean sweep.
I think maybe some clarity with the future of their program, whereas Florida is all in on the Lane Kiffin thing. Again, we talked about this last week, Richard. Whoever doesn't get Lane Kiffin there's going to be a major crash out by that fan base.
I can't wait.
Because both LSU and Florida have gone all in with all their hopes and dreams tied to this guy. And we know now that there is zero guarantee that any coach anywhere is going to be successful. I just think that the way that this thing's been hyped up in Baton Rouge and in Gainesville, somebody's going to be left at the altar and it's going to be ugly. And I think whichever school doesn't get Lane, no matter who LSU or Florida hires that's not named Lane Kiffin, it'll be perceived as a failure by the fan base.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so much fun. Think about this, Aggies. You win a game on Friday night. You get to go to sleep all happy after beating your arch rival, first 12-0 regular season since 1992. You're a lock for a top 4 playoff seed. You're already making your trip, your plans for Atlanta. You're making a reservation at Howe's. You're getting on a flight to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, the busiest airport in the entire world. And then when you wake up on Saturday morning, somebody is going to be pissed off because Lane Kiffin's going to make an announcement that you have no idea what it's going to be, and you just get to read the Twitter receipts. You get to enjoy the horn tears on one end, and then you get to go enjoy maybe the Bayou Bengal tears. Maybe the Ole Miss Rebel tears. Maybe it's the Florida Gator cheers. Chomp, chomp. You might have a lot of fun on Saturday morning as a fighting Texas Aggie fan.
LSU tears.
They are enjoyable.
I got my fill of them after A&M went and blitzed them in Baton Rouge. Okay, moving on. Auburn at Alabama, the Iron Bowl. A win gets Alabama to Atlanta. A win gets Auburn nothing but momentum going into their coaching vacancy. 6.5 point favorites are the Crimson Tide.
Talking about the Tide here. 2 scores, 2 tutties.
Really?
More than that. Bama big.
Bama big.
Whoa. Well, I got questions on how Bama's going to score. Everybody talks about
I got
Ty
questions
Simpson,
on
and
how Auburn's going to stop anybody.
Auburn's played good defense. They played bad defense one week against Pavia. I have the total defense up right here.
He's got the total defense, Nick.
Bama big. Doesn't matter.
Nick, are you running on fumes yet?
No, I'm feeling pretty good.
That makes one of us then.
Well,
yikes.
Bama's 9th in total defense. Auburn 38th, 1 spot ahead of Texas. That's weird. Maybe scoring defense, they're pretty high. Here's what I think. Bama, I think Auburn's success here is they can keep the point total low because Bama can't run the football. And I don't think you can be one-dimensional against DJ Durkin. I think he's good enough D coordinator to suss some of that stuff out. I don't think Auburn can score.
Smirkin' Durkin?
Yeah.
Smirkin' Durkin.
In 6.5, that's just a touchdown. I'll take Bama to win and cover, but I think it's going to be right around that number. You know, maybe Bama's got a 7-point lead and they score with 5 minutes left to push it to 14.
Yep.
And they get the win and cover. I don't think this is a runaway win for Alabama.
Well, let's hope for the viewing experience. You're right, Brauny.
Well, let's hope for an Auburn upset because of what that would do.
Oh, yeah.
No. What? Time out. Why do you want Auburn to upset Alabama?
Well, because
here I am assuming Texas A&M is going to win the game on Friday. You would rather face a Georgia or an Ole Miss over Alabama for your
I'd rather
SEC
face
title?
Ole Miss, then Alabama, then Georgia.
Why would you want to face Ole Miss over Alabama?
Because I think
Lane Kiffin will be gone.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin will be gone, and then how much praise their offense gets, I think is just okay. And I don't think they can play a physical game with A&M.
Fair. Okay. Because my whole question would be, well, how is Alabama going to score points against Texas A&M's defense?
Yeah, and I think Georgia is limited enough where A&M can have some success there too on defense.
Plenty of time to talk about that game next week.
Let's just hope we get there.
Should we get there?
But I want Auburn to win so that the turmoil surrounding Kalen DeBoer gets a little bit louder.
And sends him to State College?
That would be awesome. I mean, what this coaching carousel could get lit on fire if there's an opening at Bama, Florida, and LSU all at the same time.
It'd make that MOU in hand for Lane Kiffin really be the price of toilet paper.
Yeah, speaking of on fire, he could light that thing on fire. All right, my upset alerts. Again, I've been red hot on these. I know by their title, by the name, it says you pick the money line here. I'm going off. These are underdogs that have covered. So in terms of them covering or winning, these have been really good. Okay. TCU at home is a 4.5 point favorite over Cincinnati. I think the Bearcats bounce back after a home loss. TCU kind of coasted into the finish line. I think they have they'll come down off their high of beating Houston at home. I think this is a kind of a sleepy game with more incentive for Cincinnati. I think TCU will kind of coast in there thinking they're going to win. So I like the Bearcats there. I like Florida Atlantic at home against East Carolina. Florida Atlantic, like they do some things offensively that I've liked. I've watched them on a couple of early in the year. I saw them in a midweek on a Thursday. I was like, man, you know what? They're not awful. Like they're not bad. And East Carolina has been very up and down this year. I think 6.5 is too many points there. And then this is the team. I talked about them last week. If you would have been riding Utah State all year, you would have made a bunch of money. They keep covering. They just week in, week out, they keep covering. The Utah State is a 3.5 point underdog at home to Boise State. I think they can win the game. I would take the 3.5, but I like Utah State a lot there, and they would keep your pockets full.
I like Bronco Mendenhall.
And I didn't know this until I went up there, and then you saw like Portnoy did some things at BYU. Utah, an enormous sweets state, and they're huge into their ice cream, especially Utah State.
Into alcohol,
right? And they can't have coffee.
Yeah.
So like they have their vices are sweets, and everybody up there makes ice cream. So Utah State makes their own ice cream as well. And they're, an ag school, so they're like really proud of their ice cream. Didn't know that. Fun fact.
Checks out.
All right, so we will, unless anybody's got anything else, we'll pick this A&M Texas game, and then we will get out of here. Just a final score. I think A&M's 2.5-point favorites, but that's not what we do here. We pick a score.
A&M 34, Texas 17.
Whoa.
Double them up.
Is this like a second half pull away in your mind?
Oh, yeah.
Nick?
I'll go, and this is going to be a high point total, but it's just because what A&M's done on the road this year. I'm going to go A&M right on their average, 42, Texas 31.
I don't think Texas gets the 31 against A&M.
Kooky things happen.
Texas has played much better at home. Offensively, been much better at home. The problem is like, what do you make of Texas when they've played real teams and real defenses? And then the counter argument to that is they've played real defenses on the road.
Yeah, I was about to say, at home they got San Jose State, UTEP, Sam, Vanderbilt, Arkansas.
So this will be the best team that Texas has played by a million miles at home.
A&M be a better team at home if they played that schedule too. Although A&M is already a better team.
You can make a very strong argument that A&M has been better on the road than they have been at home this year.
Yeah,
I would say offensively, yes. Yeah. Defensively, I don't think so.
And that Arkansas game kind of skews your average a little bit.
And Notre Dame.
Well, we've learned that Notre Dame is a legit.
A&M scored 40 points in most of their road games this year.
Yeah,
I'm talking about their defense hasn't been as good on the road.
Yeah,
defense, okay.
Nick said the defense hasn't been as good on the road, and he's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Although they played a really good game at Missouri, I thought.
That's true, yeah.
Kept the ball in front of them.
And I guess they played good at LSU as well.
Yes. And
it's a late score.
It was a late score, and they didn't tackle great in the first half and then just dominated the second half. When you start making comparisons between these two teams, it's hard for me to look at Texas and say, if both teams just play the thing straight up, that Texas will win the game. It's hard for me to say that. Now, one huge element to this game will be special teams. A&M's been awful in field goals, and both of these punt returners are two of the best in the country.
Yeah, special teams, you got to play. You got to win in all three phases to probably win the football game. Not like Texas has had great special teams the last couple of weeks, right? Fake punts, surprise onside kicks.
Yeah.
I mean, their chances of rising up in the polls have been assassinated by their special teams.
Nice.
Thank you.
I do think that both teams have had some really high highs on special teams and some low lows. You look at A&M's punt return, the fake punt against Missouri, but the field goal kicking has been woeful. It's been awful.
It has.
And I hope that is not. I mean, all it would take is for Zirkle or Bond to get some confidence to carry them through the end of the year. If they could go for an 8 for 10 stretch, you'd feel pretty good about it.
Oh yeah. But
you've not seen either of them do that at any consistent level to give you confidence in that. Here is where I think the best matchup for Texas is their receivers in space. Like A&M's going to have to tackle in space. Texas doesn't like to do anything between the tackles. They throw a lot of bubble screens and rely on the athleticism of Wingo. And then they kind of lull you to sleep and get your eyes in the wrong spot. That's where they take their big shots to Parker Livingstone, that kind of thing. I think A&M's defensive backs are going to have to be really good at tackling in space. I think A&M can have massive success in the front seven against the Texas offensive line that is leaky. I think is a good term for it. Like, got some real holes in it. And I don't know that A&M's going to have to bring extra pressure to win. Arch is a completely different guy, just like every other quarterback, whenever you get in his lap. And so they got to hit him. They got to move him off his spot. They got to make him uncomfortable. And then his accuracy, which has been improving, starts to take a turn. On the flip side, I love A&M's receivers against this Texas secondary that has been prone to giving up big plays. I just think there's too many matchups. You don't play a whole team, right? Like you play one side of the ball. one side of the ball plays the other. So it's not like Texas A&M versus Texas. It's Texas A&M offense versus Texas defense. And when you start looking at those matchups, I think there's too many that go in A&M's favor. I don't know that they get to 40, Nick. I could see 34-24, 34-27 type of thing. And maybe where Texas gets that late score to get them back in it. I just like A&M's explosiveness and their ability to play a complete game. And they've played a lot of different styles of games and won. But don't get it twisted. A massive challenge on the road for the Aggies in Austin. We're looking forward to it. We will see you guys. What is that?
Do the math here.
So it's usually a 94.5-hour break.
Averaging 48.
So
adding 48.
So 132.5-hour break.
Sure.
We're on a 132.5-hour break here on the B Team. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your family. Gig 'em Aggies. We'll see you on T+1.